You know that feeling when you scroll through endless listings of high-tech trail cameras, see a glossy photo of a cam that promises live streaming and a 96-degree view, and then you get it, set it up, and end up with a box that barely captures a squirrel at dusk? I've been there, and the frustration is real, especially when the product looks perfect on the page but the real-world performance leaves you scratching your head. That's why I'm diving into the Spartan GoLive3 4G per LTE multi-carrier trail camera bundle today, so you can avoid the mistake of buying a gadget that sounds amazing but falls flat when you need it most. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let's talk about the core promise of this camera, a live streaming trail cam that can sit in the woods, a field, or even on a construction site and send you video and photos over cellular without you ever having to climb a ladder. In practice, the GoLive3 does exactly that, but there are nuances that matter when you're deciding if it fits your workflow. Ease of use is the first hurdle most new owners face. The camera comes prepared with a dedicated app that walks you through the initial setup in less than 5 minutes. You power it on, select your carrier from the multi-carrier list, and the app automatically registers the device with the GPS locator. That automatic registration saved me from the headache of manually entering APN settings, which is a common pain point with older LTE trail cams. Once the connection is live, the app shows a live preview, and you can adjust motion sensitivity and the detection radius from your phone. The menu isn't layered with obscure submenus. Everything you need: photo resolution, video length, and alert preferences is a tap away. For someone who isn't a tech wizard, that simplicity is a huge win. Now, let's get into the actual image quality, because a trail camera's worth is measured by what it captures when the light is low and the action is fast. The GoLive3 shoots 8-megapixel photos and 1080p HD video with sound. In bright daylight, the photos are sharp enough to identify fur patterns on a deer, and the video holds detail without the grain you see on cheaper models. The low light behavior is where many trail cams stumble, but the GoLive3 sensor, paired with its built-in infrared LEDs, delivers usable footage even at dusk. I tested it on a woodland trail just after sunset. The camera caught a fox moving through the frame, and the motion detector triggered a clear, illuminated clip that was easy to review later. It's not night vision quality you'd get from a high-end wildlife camera, but it's more than enough for most hobbyists and property owners who need to see what's happening after dark. Autofocus confidence is another practical point. Unlike many trail cams that lock focus at a fixed distance and end up with blurry subjects that wander in and out of range, the GoLive3 uses a quick-response focus system that adjusts within a split second of motion detection. In my tests, a rabbit that darted from 30 feet to 10 feet away stayed in focus the whole time. That adaptability saves you from having to manually set a focus distance based on guesswork, which is a common source of disappointment. Stabilization isn't something you hear a lot about with trail cams, but the GoLive3's housing does a subtle job of dampening vibrations caused by wind or passing traffic. I mounted it on a tree near a busy road, and the footage stayed steady enough that you can actually see the movement of a passing car without a shaky frame. It's not a gimbal, but the built-in damping means you won't spend hours scrubbing through wobbling clips later. Battery life is always a make-or-break factor for remote cameras. Spartan equips the GoLive3 with a 5,300 mAh internal battery, which on a moderate motion sensitivity setting lasted about 14 days in a forest environment with occasional animal triggers. The real advantage shows up when you need longer deployment. The camera supports an external power source through a USB-C port, allowing you to hook it up to a solar panel or a larger battery pack. I connected a 10Ah solar panel and the cam ran continuously for over a month without a single power-related interruption. That flexibility is a lifesaver for anyone who wants to monitor a property for weeks at a time without climbing back up to change batteries. The multi-carrier 4G per LTE capability is the heart of the GoLive3's Go Live promise. Because it works with several carriers, you're not locked into a single network, which is a relief if you live in an area where coverage is patchy. The GPS tracker built into the unit also means you can locate the camera if it gets moved, something I found useful when a curious neighbor accidentally shifted the cam a few feet while trimming a hedge. The locator pinged my phone and guided me straight back to the device, eliminating the usual search the whole property ordeal. All that said, the GoLive3 isn't perfect, and knowing its practical weaknesses